This is exactly how we do $2 million a year in revenue as a contractor without getting cheap clients and still working in a saturated market. First, I want to explain the old way I used to get leads was just relying on word of mouth. Now, the problem with word of mouth is it's just very inconsistent. You're just guessing when the next job comes in. It's almost like a roller coaster. Sometimes 10 phone calls, no phone calls, 10 phone calls, no phone calls. And it's very tough to grow a business if you're basing it off praying or basing it off guessing. You need a predictable way to get leads. So that's why I was stuck, veered off that, word of mouth. And then the second way I was kind of stuck in my business and I used to try and get leads was I was paying these marketing agencies or companies. There's ones like Angie Leads, Home Advisor, Thumbtack, Nextdoor, Networks, you name it. I tried it. And it just didn't work out for me because there's too many competitors on those platforms. So then when you call one of them, it sends that you get the lead, but 5 other contractors also get the lead. And so it was very difficult because the customer just ended up picking up whoever was the cheapest. It's almost like a machine gun. It's like, okay, machine gun just sprays everywhere. I needed more of a targeting method of getting leads where it's more like a sniper. I just want to pinpoint the exact type of ideal client I want. And that's why I steered away from, Thumbtack, marketing agencies, things like that. And then the third way I used to struggle to get leads was with GCs and home builders. And the problem with home builders and GCs is they take a cut. They can keep you busy. Yeah, the problem is like they take such a big cut, but you're doing all the work. And that's what I hated. And then also the other thing I hated was cash flow is very, very slow because they have net 30, net 60s. Even the longest I waited was months to get paid back. It was 5-6 months and I hated it. And so I like this newer model because now I'm able to not be stuck in the field and I can pick and choose my clients. That's where I wanted to build the business, where I'm not desperate for work and I'm not undercutting myself. The second I get a Karen, it's like, nope, I'm good. I got 20 more estimates I have to go do this week. So like, I'm good. And that's how I always wanted to build a business where imagine you change it from customers picking you to you picking them. That's the dream business where you can truly scale. You can truly buy your time back and you aren't stuck in the field. You aren't wearing all the hats because now you have the profit. Now you're busy enough to work on other parts of the business. Now, the first thing I do is I focus a lot more on social media. So Facebook and Instagram ads, that's the main bulk of where we get a lot of our work coming from. And the problem is most guys know how to do the work, but they don't know how to get the work. So if I can focus on that, that's how I can beat my competition. Because I noticed everyone at the top, they know how to get their own leads. They don't rely on someone else. And so the way ours pops up is if you've ever had someone talk to you about cars, and then all of a sudden you start seeing these ads of cars pop up on your phone. What the hell? How did they know? Like, why is this popping up? Are they listening? And so that's the exact way we get customers on social media. And then now we're implementing Google as well. So it's like the second someone talks about something or the second they search it up on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, then it starts popping up on their phone. They want a concrete quote. Boom. It's a very hot lead because they're actively looking for it. They're researching it. They're not just shopping around. They're not just kicking tires. It's like, no, they want the job done. So they reach out to us. And now the benefit of why I like using the social media platform is most guys aren't doing it. Or most guys don't know how to do it correctly. And so they end up doing it wrong. And then the funny thing about if you do the marketing wrong, people actually don't want to work with you because it makes you look unprofessional. And so that's where a lot of other guys mess up as well. They try to do things themselves and it looks a lot worse. So that's why I do all of mine on social media. Everyone's checking Facebook, Instagram 5-6 times a day. So it's like, imagine if you're popping up 5 and 6 times a day. That's exactly how one of my clients, Connor, he's out in Georgia, deck fence contractor. He was doing $20,000 a month back in December. So 6-7 months ago. So 6-7 months ago, he was doing $20,000 a month. He didn't even have a social media platform. Now his Instagram, he has 11,000 followers and he's doing $200,000 a month. Look at that big difference in 6 to 7 months, $20,000 a month to $200,000 a month. Because now he's just consistently following the blueprint. It's like, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. And that's all it is like, you just actually have to have a blueprint to follow. But that's what's been helping him the most is like now he's very consistent with it. He's doing it all correctly. Imagine the growth you can have jumping from 20K a month, 200,000 a month. That's how you can give back to your family. That's how you can buy your time back. That's how you can spend time with your kids and like do other things you want to do. Cause now you're not so much stuck in the field. You actually have the money, the income, the cash flow, the profit to grow the business. So that's that first part, is just like having the consistency of leads coming in on a daily basis. Right now for our company, we get 30 to 40 leads a week. So like imagine if you're getting 30 to 40 leads a week. You truly can go from customers picking you to you picking them. The second pillar of the program is the quality of the leads. So the problem with a lot of these marketing agencies or even working with GCs or home builders is you can't control the quality of the leads. Whatever comes in, it just comes in. There's no way you can truly weed them out, weed out the tire kickers, weed out the people who aren't serious, weed out all the Karens. You're just getting anything that comes in, and it's unfortunate. It's the same with word of mouth. You can't really control who calls you. So what we do is on ours is we have a way of like, we're vetting people out. So we have what we call lead forms. If they're not super serious about getting the project, even if sometimes if they live in certain neighborhoods, it's like, all right, let's kind of hold off a bit on this lead, because we only target certain neighborhoods. And so like, we only want these leads from these neighborhoods, and you have to be very serious of wanting your project done. And then also the budget. If someone doesn't have the budget, then yeah, they're automatically disqualified from the lead form. And so that's the second part of our process of how we get better quality leads. And that's exactly how James McGuckin, he's from Always Faithful Contracting in Staten Island, New York. He went from 40K months to 100K months in 3 to 4 months doing this exact thing. Because now he can weed out the customers he doesn't want. So he doesn't waste time going to give 10 quotes and half of them don't even have the budget for it. You get this all the time. Oh yeah, I have a cousin, he can do it for half the price. Can you match that? It's like, no, this isn't eBay. Like, this isn't an auction. It's like, no, I have a business I'm trying to grow. And so I have to charge the profit to match our quality work. If you want a cheaper guy, cool. But I just got to tell you, do it nice or do it twice. It's been great for James now. He's 3-4 years in business. And so like, he was always capped out at that 40K, 50K months. But now that he's doing 100K months, finally able to just weed out all the tire kickers and just get the quality leads who you just drop the price. They don't bat an eye. It's like, cool, where do I send the deposit? Those are the customers you want to truly grow the business. Because if you're always undercutting yourself, if you're shorting yourself just to keep the guys busy, it's going to be very difficult to grow the business. I've been there. It's a nightmare. The third pillar of why we get our leads this way is we're not stuck relying on others. The problem with GCs, home builders, referrals, you're always stuck just waiting for someone to give you the leads. Feed a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, feed him for a lifetime. So what I've noticed is all the contractors doing $1 million, $2 million, even up to $10 million a year. That's really the biggest thing that helped us scale up, is we could get our own leads on demand. We didn't have to wait around for others. We can control the flow. And if you can't control that, how can you hire guys on if you don't even know what the next job is? If all these home builders, these GCs, they're getting leads, why don't I just get the same lead? But I can charge my price instead of the GC taking a cut off the top. No, I want to keep all the profit because I have a business I'm trying to grow. So that's why I steered away from GCs. Really, unless they're working with $5 million, $10 million mansions, we don't work with any GCs or home builders. We're all just direct to customer. That's how one of the contractors in my coaching group, Alan, he and his dad, they were stuck at 25K months, but they were stuck relying on home builders. Now that they finally can start getting their own leads and they don't have to rely on GCs, they don't have to rely on anyone else feeding them work. Within the first month, they scaled up to 50,000 months. The first month, they doubled their revenue. They already had the trucks. They already had the trailers. They already had all the equipment. They already had all the guys. They just didn't have the leads coming in and they didn't control it. So that's why they were stuck. That's why it's a huge thing. You have to know how to get your own leads or you're always going to be stuck in the same spot waiting for others. I see it time and time again. There's guys who've been in business 2 years, 5 years. They're still not hitting 80K months, which kind of like quick math tip is, or statistic, 91% of contractors don't do $1 million a year. That's insane. Only the top 9% companies do $1 million a year, which is 80,000 a month. When it's like they all have all the setup, they have all the guys, they have all the experience, but they're missing the biggest piece of the puzzle. Because it doesn't matter what trucks you got, what skid steer you got, how many guys you got. None of that matters if you don't have work. So that's always going to be the biggest piece of the puzzle you have to solve to grow the business. Now, if you're a contractor and you're struggling with leads, whether you're a landscaper, concrete, general contractor, flooring, plumber, you name it, I do have a contractor coaching group helping guys implement the same systems we've helped all these other contractors scale up to 50K, 100K, 150K months. So if that's something you're interested in, shoot me a DM me ready on Instagram or Facebook, and let's see if we're a good fit.